Welcome back to Marvel's Media Podcast, where we talk about all things media, especially Marvel. I'm Blake, and I'm here with my co-hosts, Josh and Alex.
And welcome to episode 13 of Marvel Talk, where today we'll just be discussing our thoughts on where Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness could go. This is going to be fucking wild. It's going to go crazy. I can already feel it. All right? Wanda's going to go fucking nuts. I got to put it out there. We don't know which Wanda is going to be. It's going to be definitely a Wanda who probably lost
It's
everything.
It's going to be mommy
didn't
Wanda
have a happy ending. Yeah,
she always is.
It doesn't matter which Wanda it is. She's always mommy Wanda. Anyways, she's gonna go stupid on a bunch of Doctor Stranges. We already know one's gonna die, most likely, and a bunch of Ultron bots are gonna get slaughtered.
Good.
Possibly the Illuminati will also show up and get slaughtered by a Wanda as well. Basically, she's gonna be a big baddie in more than one way.
She is. Yeah. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Now, you said two Wandas. Are you thinking it's like the Wanda we know, and then like somehow that astro projection we saw at the end of WandaVision? Are you thinking it's like those two from the same one, or do you think it's from a different multiverse?
Based on all the promotional posters, I'm guessing there's going to be a certain amount of them. So my guess is going to be like 4 of each. It's going to be more than just 1 or 2 different versions
Of Strange or Wanda?
I'm just guessing of characters in general. I'm not going to just limit it to like those 2. My guess is we could possibly see maybe not 4 versions of Wong, but we can probably see maybe 2 of them for sure. So that's what I'm saying. Wanda is going to go crazy.
Hey, I've always said my policy's always been the more Wongs, the better things get. You know what I'm saying? So we can get as many as we need.
And more Wandas too.
Hey, I back that up all day.
Ain't ridiculous to say that.
I don't know. I'm kind of thinking that, like you said, I do think we're gonna see Wanda going crazy. Definitely with the Illuminati. I think she'll definitely kill somebody a part of that. But I'm just not sure which Wanda, and if it's gonna be I don't think it's our specific Wanda. I think it's either going to be from a different multiverse, or I think it's somehow from her splitting in a way. But I'm not exactly sure how they're going to do that. Because I think there is going to be more of like our Wanda, and then there's going to be more of like a Scarlet Witch in this character, or in this movie, is kind of my thoughts. I don't think it's going to be coming from a different multiverse, personally. I think somehow she's going to split off in a way from the one that we currently have. Is my thoughts on her.
Yeah, maybe because of like her chaos magic, maybe she splits and then
some with the Darkhold, perhaps 2
separate.
Too, with her reading that like at the end. I don't know.
Yeah, like almost as if it was like 2 separate entities. You know, just a Wanda Maximoff and like the Scarlet Witch part of her.
Right.
I can definitely see that too.
I really dig that. I think that would be an interesting movie if there is actually a split. I don't want a different multiverse though, Wanda, for sure, because I mean her character is already so complex at this point anyways, and I just want the focus, especially after WandaVision, on her, you know, our Wanda that we have, to learn more of how she feels, what's going on. But I am glad though. It does seem definitely that it is almost going to be a 50-50 split between like Wanda and Doctor Strange when it comes to this movie, even though his name is in the title. But I mean, even with the new cuts they keep showing, I keep seeing snippets of the fact of it showing off Wanda. So hopefully that's actually true. And we actually have a fair balance between the two, because, you know, the movie runtime is a little shorter than we expected.
Kind of have a pattern happening here, as Moon Knight is also finale.
Flashbacks? We think there's going to be a flashback segment?
I hope so. And then obviously they've put out trailers and things earlier. We've seen the Illuminati is a thing, confirmed in a way. And we see that Mordo, is that how you pronounce it?
Yeah, Mordo.
We see him again. Do you guys think it seems like he's a part of the Illuminati. I don't know if he's actually on like the panel, or if he's just knows about them, kind of is in the area. I think he probably is on the panel, would be my guess. Do you think it's the Mordo that from our reality? Or do you think it's a different one? Because last we saw him, he was kind of more of a bad guy. He was taking magic from the one dude. Do you guys think it's our Mordo, or do you think this is a multiversal different one?
I think it probably is going to be ours, but it doesn't make sense necessarily that it's ours. But honestly, for a second there, I was wondering if he was even going to be in the movie from what I first have seen, And I was a bit worried about that because I was like, that's totally the whole setup from the last movie was going into that. And so I was a bit worried that we wouldn't see him at all. But yeah, I do think it's probably ours. Just to minimize the confusion for the audience, I bet it's probably ours.
Yeah, but I feel like it's confusing if it is him.
That's also true too.
Last we saw him, he seemed very much like he was on a different path of like he just wanted to get rid of all the magic.
It also was a long time ago.
No more wizards, I guess, but
because technically in the Marvel timeline, that was a while ago.
I mean, yeah, that's probably at least 8 years.
Minimum 7.
So yeah. I don't know, Alex. You seemed like you were kind of questioning me when I said that.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be the same one. The reason why we probably think it doesn't make any sense is because time has passed by. When was it? 2017. How many years? What year is the Marvel timeline currently in right now?
2023, I believe.
Is it?
Okay, yeah. So it's almost 6-7 years.
Because didn't the snap happen, and didn't everyone come back from the snap in 2022?
I know it's slightly off.
5 years. Okay, so Infinity War was 2018. It was the year that it came out, so it happened in 2018.
So everyone came back in
5 years later.
2023.
Yeah.
And then a little bit. So we're probably somewhere around 2024, 2025, I guess, perhaps.
Okay, yeah. So it's been about like 7 years or so.
We're also not sure exactly when this is happening, too. This could be.
That's true, but
because all the shows going on.
Based on everything.
Right.
Yeah.
We don't know exactly what time.
They're not really intersecting, so I can't tell.
Right. So, who knows about that part, but I don't know. I think from what we've seen, like I said, from the trailers and all the stuff that they've shown, I'm definitely interested for this movie, but I'm also, like we mentioned, it's a lot shorter than we thought it's going to be. And to be honest,
I've seen reshoots.
Yeah, to be honest, from what I've seen of Sam Raimi, almost sounds like he hasn't came out and said it, but he's had his friend Bruce Campbell come out and say it for him, basically, of like, they've made him reshoot like 2 or 3 different times. They've had him cut out a pretty good amount of stuff. I'm a little bit worried on how short it is and how much it sounds that they've stepped in and taken away Sam Raimi's creative control on this.
Yeah, it's definitely a roller coaster. In the interview I sent you guys earlier, it's like hit or miss. It seems like at one point there's all these red flags, and he's kind of like he's like passively dogging the producers and Marvel for not having full, complete creative freedom on it. But then at the same time, in the clip I sent Blake and Alex, in this clip, he was complimenting Marvel producers and Kevin Feige about the fact that they were giving him so much staff, and he had these resources to be able to create. And they also admit that he's more creating a movie for the Marvel timeline than like really creating this solo film of like most films he would probably work on. More of creating an art, he's more creating a Marvel timeline film.
So, right, which I'm excited for, but who knows how much they've stepped in, because obviously we all know Sam Raimi has done some phenomenal work. You look at his trilogy for Spider-Man. Obviously we all know he kind of has almost a little bit of a horror type element that he has the ability to do, which I think would definitely be interesting in this movie. But like we said, it's just how much did the studio step in afterwards and take some of that creativity away from him.
Yeah. But what are your guys' like, besides like the negative part that we're kind of talking there, what do you guys want to see out of this movie? What are you going in hoping that this is what you see in the movie theaters and are excited to?
I actually want to see death.
What did he say?
What do you mean by that?
Whoa, calm down, Jamal. Don't pull out the 9.
I don't know. I just feel like there's not enough stakes to the point where, like, you know, like we already know that the main character is always going to survive. But at least this way we can see, like, okay, a version of Doctor Strange is going to die. Or maybe the main one's going to die and then a different Strange is going to take his place. I don't know. That's one way they can keep the same actor, but technically it would be a different character.
Yeah, honestly, who cares? What?
I don't know. I agree with you. It's just in this, I don't really know who is going to be worth killing off that'll have, like you said, like I do think one of the Stranges will die, but it won't be our Strange, so who really cares too much, I feel like. I think Meredith Palmer has a good chance of dying in this. One of them. I definitely think. I think Wanda for sure. I want to see her take out some people of the Illuminati, although for us they won't matter as much or be as impactful because obviously this is our first time seeing them, but it could have huge impact later on down the road if, you know, some Illuminati members are killed. So I wouldn't mind seeing Wanda do it. I would say probably the biggest person of our, you know, Marvel timeline that I think could die, is probably Wong, I feel like, which I think a lot of people would be almost upset with because I feel like he's a fan favorite. But if they did that, that would give Doctor Strange the opportunity to take over as the Sorcerer Supreme. So I feel like that'd be nice for him to fill that role, is what they'd want. I mean, like I said, a lot of us, I don't think we want Wong. I think it'd also be a little confusing with the way stuff happened in Shang-Chi.
Yeah, I was about to say,
we see Wong with the Abomination and that kind of thing, if they killed him off, and that kind of would leave like a weird gap. So I feel like Wong will be safe. If he dies, I think we all riot, except if it's Wanda who kills him, then it's justified.
Yeah, I was thinking that. I was thinking Wanda's gonna kill him.
Oh yeah, I think if anybody dies, it's going to be from Wanda more than it'll be from one of the
Mordo.
darker Stranges. I think it'll be Wanda, but like I said, I don't know if it'll be our Wanda. It could be more of the different split Scarlet Witch type.
I mean, or maybe like a dark version of Doctor Strange and different Wandas teaming up, or maybe our Wanda and he's like using her, and that's how like she goes crazy, and then she just goes absolutely ballistic on the Illuminati and wipes them out. That's just my guess.
And that's when Tom Cruise comes in to save the day.
Facts. I don't know.
Superior Iron Man.
I mean, yeah, I feel like he was, you know, speculated. I feel like that's kind of been proven at this point. He won't be. I mean, I don't think so, because I feel like it would be kind of confusing. I feel like there's enough stuff going on. Do you guys think there's a chance we see something with the new White Vision?
Did they say there was a second season of WandaVision?
I
don't think so, right?
No.
Yeah.
Loki is the only one that is getting not just a limited series.
I don't think so. Maybe an end credit scene, but really, I don't think they will, because if they do, I mean, there's just so many characters that they are unpacking in this movie that they're also trying to keep even the casual fans not to like be completely confused. So if you just keep adding all these characters, you got the multiverse going on. Yeah, I don't
Obviously,
think
American Chavez, we're getting her introduction, so she'll be a bigger part of, you know, letting us learn about her.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. I'm like, don't really know. Don't think so. I want to, but yeah.
I think the end credit scene is a good call.
I'm thinking.
Alex is thinking currently.
Yes.
He said yes.
I'm saying yes, but it's not going to be our White Vision.
It's not our White Vision, he's saying, so he doesn't like some of the multiverse.
Why did he say that? Multi-version of Vision? There's two White Visions?
Let's dive a little deeper.
If there's a white one, there has to be.
No, don't say it.
Alex is just jumping to conclusions.
Alex does not want diversity in the MCU. Maybe he should see the Chinese or the Saudi Arabian version of this movie.
For real. Racist? Question mark?
Oi, don't say that. That's not true. That's not true.
This is not me. I'm fighting for my life. I'm not racist.
We're gonna have to cut so much of this out.
You don't have to cut any of this out. Just leave it in. It's funny. It's funny. Leave it in.
That's what she said.
No one makes it this far anyways. Besides our girlfriends.
That's what she said.
Emily, if you are watching this, I want you to, at one point, while Blake is over, just slap him on the back of his head. And whisper in his ear, free real estate.
Alright, so I think one thing that we could see happen in this movie is we see, like, Strange get brought to the Illuminati, obviously. I think, honestly, there could be something that they're upset with how much Strange has changed and just how much our reality has survived things that we shouldn't. And I think they're upset that we're still going. I think that could be an issue.
Yeah, do you think they're going to bring up the whole Peter Parker bit and be like, hey, dumbass, what were you doing, bro?
Like, not even only that.
To.
There's so much, like, obviously you can go back to the first Doctor Strange with his whole interaction with Dormammu and using the stones to fight him off, who was supposed to end our world. You can go to him in Endgame giving up the stones in a play 5 years later to bring the entire universe, half of the entire universe back. That's a bunch of people that were supposed to be gone. And not even related to him, but you could even say the Celestials, with the whole Eternals stopping the birth of a new Celestial. Obviously, that doesn't have to do with Strange, but that's just our Earth. Maybe they could say something about, like, hey, man, I'm going to keep it real with you. You guys are all supposed to be dead. You keep not dying. It's kind of causing issues in the timelines, because now Scarlet Witch, who should be dead, she was snapped away. Because of you, she's back again, which can cause a bunch of issues. We need her dead.
That could also be a segue to introduce, like the ending of Loki right there. They could just, like, a little offhanded comment about King.
Right, just the timelines are going, because obviously Loki came from that. Like, your whole reality is just, you guys need to die. You're causing too much issues. That could be why he's brought in front of them.
Yeah, and also is a good way for Strange to learn and progress, because obviously he isn't realizing it when he probably should.
Right.
I like that, yeah. I hope that scene then happens.
Yeah. Because I think at some point he's supposed to be a member of the Illuminati.
Well, I mean, yeah, it depends which one they go off of, but, like, Namor and other people are supposed to. Reed Richards is supposed to, people who I doubt. Do you guys think we see the full Illuminati, or maybe they give us, like, 3 or 4 people on the panel for now, and then maybe they just give us a tease and they say something like, oh, Dr. Richards couldn't make it, because they're not quite ready to cast Mr. Fantastic yet and Reed Richards. So maybe they're just giving us that tease and they just say something like, oh, it'll just be us for now. Dr. Richards couldn't make it. And then that kind of teases for the future, but they don't have to actually show us who our Mr. Fantastic will be.
I think it's going to be the same way they did with the Egyptian gods in Moon Knight. You're just going to get a tease if they're not all there.
Right. But maybe at least just say their names of who's missing to let us know who we could be looking forward to see.
Right, yeah. I think that's the best way to handle it, too.
I guess it doesn't really matter, right? Because they could say it's a different Reed Richards from a different universe.
True.
It doesn't necessarily have to be the one from the MCU universe.
It's a nice cop-out.
Or whatever. Yeah.
Just in case.
I guess in a way they can still use a character and not be, like, handcuffed to their decision of the person that they casted there. Could say it's a version of Mr. Fantastic, or a version of Namor, or a version of whoever. And, like, it'd be cool to see him. Yeah, and then, like, oh, but that character has still not yet emerged in the MCU yet, or whatever. Right.
Because, I mean, it looks like we're seeing some kind of Captain Marvel type variant potentially being a part of this, with who is, people at first thought it was going to be some kind of superior Iron Man, but now it seems more and more likely that it's going to be a Captain Marvel variant, probably Monica Rambeau.
Mm-hmm.
So that definitely they could do. Just give us, this Mr. Fantastic, Namor, whoever they want to do, and then obviously we can get a different one. But I don't know. I know we talked about some worries, but
hey, is Namor the same one that just had the leak recently about being in Black Panther 2? Is that the same person you're talking about?
Correct.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys saw that. Yeah, the Black Panther 2 leak about him being casted.
Right, which it's been speculated that he was going to show up in it.
It was in Endgame, right, when Natasha was talking to everybody through like their hologram, and when she got to Okoye, she's like, there's something in like the underwater tectonic plates or whatever, something like that. I can't remember off the top of my head, but I know it kind of like alluded to there possibly being like a Namor storyline down the line in like a Black Panther movie.
Yeah, I mean, like we said, we've said how we have a couple concerns, but overall, obviously, we're still very excited for this movie and have a lot of hope of what Marvel and Sam Raimi are gonna put out. I would say just kind of my closing thoughts on it are, I definitely want to see. We want to see some more. I mean, probably Wanda will be the one doing any killing, but who knows if it'll be any of our timeline people or others. But I definitely want to see that. I want to see Marvel show the darker, more serious side of stuff. As much Wanda as possible is what I want, to be honest. That's all I care about in whatever facet. That's about it for me.
Same. I just want to see them not hold back, just really go all out and just. I mean, because like the name of the title, like it's Multiverse of Madness. Like you want some shit to go like completely wild. I don't want this to be like a tamed kind of thing. I want it to just go, from start to finish. Like, oh shit's about to go down, and it just doesn't get stopped until like the very end somehow. But of course, twists and turns are always nice to see in a movie like this. So, yeah, can't wait.
We'll send it. Simple as that.
All right, well, I think that's going to wrap up this episode. Be on the lookout for Thursday, which will be our Moon Knight season finale, unfortunately.
Season finale.
That stings a little bit. Obviously, we've all loved the series and wish it was a little bit longer and the episode was longer, but Thursday will be our finale thoughts. Friday, hopefully, will be Josh and I will just be doing a spoiler-free review of Doctor Strange, and then be on the lookout for, after that, will be all three of us doing our spoiler-filled, more in-depth review of Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. And make sure to leave a like on this video, comment down below what your guys' thoughts are going into Doctor Strange, and we'll see you guys next time.
Peace.